Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and today we are going to be talking about equating physical attractiveness with morality, which is something that I think that we should do towards everybody all the time. But before we get into that, I want to thank Parade for sponsoring today's video. So the association between morality and physical attractiveness can be encapsulated by something we call the halo effect, which I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have heard of. But if you do not know what that is, basically it is a phenomenon in which people associate being good looking with also having other positive attributes outside of just your physicality. So, pretty people are often presumed to have better work ethic, a better personality, and overall, a better character. But I wanted to specifically talk about how this manifests online, in this seemingly public space that is also not face-to-face, so people just say whatever they want. And also this newfound idea of morality, which has basically been boiled down to problematic or unproblematic. In the online space, especially on Twitter and TikTok, the idea of being a problematic person or an unproblematic person has been really popularized and used as a way to keep people accountable for their actions. However, I have also noticed that these terms can be thrown around a bit loosely, problematic more so than unproblematic. If someone is problematic, that could mean that they are, a racist piece of shit who, hit someone with a baseball bat unwarranted. But it could also mean that, they said something a bit iffy in 2011 and people just haven't let it go. And in these spaces, there has been a trend of attributing somebody's unproblematicness or problematicness with the way that they look, especially in regards to aging. Many times in regards to aging. They're like, I don't even have to hold you accountable for your actions because nature is doing it for me. For example, here are some tweets demonstrating what I mean. So someone tweeted a photo of Jennifer Aniston, which I don't know if this is, edited or not, but they tweeted it with the caption, "What's happening to Jennifer Aniston? The world wants to know, we must know." And then someone quote tweeted it saying, "I saw somebody say she's starting to look like Homelander and I've been screaming ever since LMFAO." And then somebody else replied, "Racism ages." Her ass showing Victoria scenes without tagging her is a nasty move. Victoria was never the problem. That's why she aged fine, unlike her. She's just as beautiful at 47 as she was when she was 20. See how kind and unproblematic people age. Paul Rudd in 1997 versus 2020. ... And this is how you age when you're unproblematic. Happy birthday, Paul Rudd. Zayn is the only bitch serving country. I'm crying. Why does Liam look like a grandfather? This is how you age when you're racist. Prince Harry reveals he was physically attacked and knocked to the floor by his brother Prince William during a confrontation in 2019. The confrontation escalated because William called Meghan Markle difficult, rude, and abrasive. And then someone quote tweeted that and said, "And that's why he's balding." See how you age when you're unproblematic? That's how you age when you're unproblematic. And while I understand that these tweets are just supposed to be jokes and not at all be taken as some, serious commentary or a dissertation, I do think that the implications, especially with aging, cannot be denied. Trying to hold somebody accountable for their bad actions by making comments about how they look is not really accomplishing anything because those two things simply do not correlate. The halo effect is so ingrained into society that people might think that those things do correlate, but they don't. That's like if I saw a tweet that said, "The Queen of England just died," and then I quote tweet it and say, "That's why I don't eat dairy." It's like what? It has nothing to do with each other. And at the end of the day, for these people who are making these comments, I don't think that they are constructively trying to accomplish or achieve anything of substance. I think that they just want to get a laugh and want to get a few likes. But when people make these comments about the way someone ages or the way someone looks and they try to make it some sort of reflection of their character, even as a joke, there is so much tangible negativity in society around ugliness, right? That it becomes difficult to disregard these types of posts as if they don't add to the problem. And I think especially the comments about aging, it's like, baby, it's gonna happen to you too, right? Aging that is a universal inevitability. Everyone is going to age. Everyone is going to look different from when they were 17 to when they're 53. Are you joking? It's like death. We're all gonna die. not to bring things to a place of death, oof, sorry. But aging well or looking good for your age is not an indicator that somebody lived their life as a saint, you know? I don't see somebody who, you know, barely has a wrinkle on their face and I'm like, oh, I just know you donate to charity. And then there's the reverse, you know, aging poorly doesn't mean that you lived your life with malice and inflicting pain on others. Aging doesn't discriminate between good people and bad people. That's just not how aging works. Thanks for watching my stuff. Oh yeah, of course. Gotta respect the elders, you know. Oh! Yeah, thanks. I mean, I kind of thought we were around the same age, but all right. Wait, how old are you? I'm in my 20s. Oh! What did you do? What are you talking about? How many racist comments could you have possibly made? Huh? You know what? I am not falling for that nice girl act. I know that there must have been something heinous in your past because you have aged atrociously. Excuse me? You know, like, you've aged really horribly. Like, you look awful for your age. So I know that you must have done something really bad, like a hit and run or paralyzed an orphan for fun or something. What? That's how it works, right? Because the other day I slapped a blind elderly woman across the face and then I woke up the next morning with a wrinkle. And I figured those two things were related. Lady, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay, I have never done and will never do any of those things. And sorry, I don't think that I've aged poorly. All right, I have an entire self-care routine that, oh, okay, yeah, right. What does it include? A tub of lard and a spritz of camel piss? No! It includes, like, retinol. And like, moisturizer, like a normal person. And then of course, underwear from today's sponsor, Parade. What? Parade is a sustainable underwear brand that offers you super cute pieces. From fun patterns to basics, Parade has got you covered with super comfy underwear and apparel. Really? You have nothing to add? Okay, whatever. Guess I'm doing this by myself. My first product from Parade was the Betsey Johnson Free Comfort Boxers. These are now my new go-to shorts for sleeping and wearing around the house. The fabric is super soft, light, stretchy, and they fit me perfectly. With summer coming up, these shorts are going to be absolutely perfect for me because they are so light and I do not have central AC, so I don't want to be wearing shorts that make me feel like my thighs are in an oven roast. The second thing that I got was the Sheer Radiance Triangle Bralette in black, and it is so sleek and chic, and you know, it's snug enough that I feel supported, but it's not at all too tight that it's uncomfortable. It's perfect for me because it matches my wardrobe and it's super cute and super comfy. They have a ton of different patterns, styles, and cuts, and they are committed to sustainability, making sustainable fashion accessible to everyone. So make sure to get your newest favorite pair of bras or underwear before they run out and use my link in the description below and use my code NOTEVEN40 for 40% off site-wide. And thank you, Parade, for sponsoring this video. Oh, okay, now you want to chime in. Yeah, I'm being helpful. Oh, yeah, thank you for your one-sentence contribution. When we describe specific physical attributes as a punishment for somebody's behavior, a very good, kind-hearted person with those features could see that as well. And I know some people might think, you know, oh, the internet is a battlefield. It is a cruel place, and if you are sensitive, then you just gotta log off. How is cyberbullying real? Just close the laptop. And I feel like it's very easy to just say, you know, oh, just don't pay attention to those posts, liberal snowflake. But you know what? It's not that easy to do, especially if that post happens to be pointing out something that you're already insecure about. It would just suck to see a physical characteristic that you have being posed as a punishment for somebody's grooming allegations. Like for me, sometimes when I smile, right, in a genuine way, not in a posing way, a lot of my gums show, right? I have kind of like a gummy smile. And I saw this tweet that was calling out this one girl because I think that I don't know the specifics. This girl wasn't like a public figure or anything. She just had a one-on-one beef with someone that just happened to go viral. I think this girl was DMing the boyfriend of another girl, and then that girl screenshotted a picture of her and said something like, yeah, bitch, and that's why when you smile, there's like 2 miles of gum showing. And I was like, oh, you know, when I smile, my smile kind of looks like that girl's smile. So I guess I'll just try not to internalize that. And also, I'm sorry about your boyfriend DMing another woman. So when people try to use this method to drag down celebrities or just, whatever target they happen to have on the internet that day, public enemy number one or whatnot, in the process of doing so, you could inadvertently be dragging other people down too who did not even do anything and can't help that they happen to have the physical quality that you and the rest of the internet for some reason has deemed as ugly and reflective of some sort of tarnished morality. Did you see that video of Angela Valentine from like 5 years ago when she said a slur in her live stream? Who's Angela Valentine? I don't know. Just pretend it's some famous person. Oh, okay. Yeah, but the video resurfaced and yeah, things are not looking good for her. Well, it was 5 years ago. How old is she? 30. Okay. So she was only like a 25-year-old kid when she said it. That's basically like a toddler who pays taxes. Right. Let me see what she looks like again. I forget. Here. And lo and behold, she's flat-chested as fuck, no tits and no ass, Mrs. Beanpole Jones. Okay, calling Mrs. Beanpole Jones. I guess, that's what you get when you say slurs, I guess. Not that there's anything wrong with being flat-chested or not having an ass. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of just hurt my feelings just then. No, on you it's like chopstick chic. You know what I mean? I say that because you're flat and scrawny, not because you're Chinese. Fuck. It looks great on you. Does it? Yeah. I didn't mean to. It's different on you because, you don't say slurs, so. Well, you don't know what I do in my free time. Wait, what? So, the whole reason other people feel comfortable making negative comments about the way other people look online is, of course, the anonymity of the internet, but also because the target in question is supposedly a bad person. They did something wrong and that makes it justifiable. I just think that it's funny that I feel like sometimes people label others as unproblematic as some sort of way to make themselves feel morally superior to that person or to that person's supporters. It's kind of like a method of virtue signaling in a way, but then those same people will sometimes turn around and then just insult that person's looks, which they cannot help, and also has collateral damage towards other people who have that same quality, which they also cannot help. And I do logically understand that it's like the easiest thing to attack, right? It's right there in front of you. And I also understand the sort of notion of they go low and I go lower, or like they started it, like that sort of thing, which unfortunately, I do have to admit, I do resonate with. Like one time this nasty man was not leaving me alone and kept pursuing me, and he was being really rude and disrespectful, and my gut instinct in my head was to be like, you have no couth and you have no decorum, and also you look like a gremlin that's been fermented in the drain of a frat house and you just got pulled out with tweezers, so now what? And to be honest, yeah, I did not feel bad for having that thought in the moment that I had it because, number one, I didn't say it out loud. I only thought it because I didn't want to get murdered, and also I'm just not the type of person to say things like that out loud, except for right now, to hundreds of thousands of people. And secondly, he was being so disgusting and his behavior was so reprehensible that I just didn't care. I didn't feel bad for having that knee-jerk reaction. That knee-jerk reaction of, nature's composer did not give a fuck when writing your facial harmony. And when someone is a bad person or has demonstrated bad behavior, it is very hard to sympathize with them sometimes. At least I find that to be the case. Because honestly, I'm not quite as concerned with hurting the feelings of the person who is a racist or a transphobe or assaulted someone. Like, honestly, like, yeah, maybe you deserve to get your feelings hurt. I really don't care. But my concerns lie more with the people on the periphery who get hurt as collateral damage, and the fact that posting these things online and getting, you know, reinforcement from all the likes and the retweets and stuff like that only nourishes and waters the seeds of the halo effect, which were planted long ago. And of course, for me, when somebody is a bad person, the first thing that I'm going to want to attack is their actions. My mind doesn't automatically go to like, insult their teeth, insult their teeth. But I would be lying if I sat here in front of this camera and said that I've never had a negative thought about somebody else's appearance while they're disrespecting me, right? So maybe I'm a little bit of a hypocrite, but if you've never had any negative thought about anybody's appearance ever, I don't know, I guess you're just better than me. However, I do think that simply having the thought is different than writing it out and posting it online for millions of people to see. And yeah, maybe it's not good to even have these thoughts in your head. I never claimed to be a saint, but I do think that the problems become a lot more tangible when you're posting these things online, especially in regards to specific features. And I do think generally, you know, people try to stray away from making comments about people's appearance because I think it is widely regarded as somewhat of a low blow, right? But there are people who also just don't really care and, you know, have the sentiment of, you know, well, they deserve it. And I guess I'm just wondering, you know, how bad does a person's actions have to be to make it okay to make fun of their looks? Theoretically, okay? Is there some sort of metric that people use, or, you know, just because that seems to be the main justification for why making those types of posts is deemed okay. Oh! Honey, will you come up for dinner? I made mac and cheese.
Shut up, Mom! I'm in the middle of a Twitter beef!
What? You want me to make beef?
Shut up, bitch!
Okay, honey, I love you.
Oh, you sour chunk of pig slop! Have you ever even considered that the patriarchal ubiquity of the social landscape dictating the capitalistic ideologies of the sovereignicity of the globally systemic governaplicity? Oh, please. I majored in feminist anarchism and minored in the neurodivergence of the Senate, in which the constituents of the filibuster are historically utilized in a communist, democratic, velociteremic society. Inflation. Fatty.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there.
Who are you?
Lieutenant, we got a code fatty. A code fatty. I'm with morality enforcement, okay?
That's a blank piece of paper.
Our institution determines whether or not it's warranted to insult another person's appearance.
Oh, so I can't even call a stranger online a fatty anymore? God, this country has gone to shit.
The severity of your opponent's actions have not met the threshold at which you can insult their appearance. So, I'm afraid you're gonna have to find some other way to insult this person, or you're just gonna have to put the phone down.
Here! She made homophobic remarks.
Her saying that she doesn't enjoy the show Glee isn't a homophobic remark.
It's not even a little bit borderline.
It is. Alright, you know what? Don't call her a fatty, but you can tell her that her eyes are too far apart.
Yes!
So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. And let's try not to equate somebody's physicality with their morality, okay? Because the two things, they're not correlated, babe. Simply not correlated. And if you ever do, because let's face it, we all have at some point in our lives, maybe have the initial thought, rewind and be like, wait, maybe I shouldn't think that. And if you really, really must express yourself, perhaps do it in private company instead of online where it can just be displayed to the entire world. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for watching, and until next time. You can see the reflection of the ring light.
What are you, Mrs. Beanpole Jones over here. Wait, won't, Beanpole Jones.